Here, despite a plan by some Republican congressmen to challenge the results of the Electoral College tomorrow, pressure is mounting for Congress to respect the results of the presidential election and the Biden administration coming in. More than 170 business leaders here sent an open letter to Congress to accept Joe Biden's win and continue to move forward with a smooth transition of power. The letter included signatures from CEOs at many top companies, including BlackRock's Larry Fink and Goldman Sachs' David Solomon, as well as our next guest, David Coleman, the CEO of the College Board, and he joins us now. And David, appreciate you being with us here. I mean, we talked a lot about business leaders surrounding the results here and defending the results, really, which is something you wouldn't really expect that would need to be done. So why did you feel the need to jump on board and sign the letter as well?
Well, as you know, the College Board is a nonprofit organization dedicated to education. But we join business leaders across the country to defend bedrock principles of our democracy about evidence, about fair voting, and urge Congress to act to certify the election results. But it's also about velocity. This is a time our country needs to come together to rebuild and respond to the horrors of COVID and rebuild so many great ideas that have been lost and jobs that have been lost on the ground. The woman who's led this effort, Kathy Wild of the New York City Partnership, is one of the country's most dedicated public servants, and she'll take a big role in rebuilding New York. And what really this message from CEOs around the country is saying is, we've got to come together and get to work. There's too much work to do to bicker at a time like this about results that are clear and overwhelming.
David, you talk about sort of standing on principle here, but I wonder if there's also a business case for this. A lot of uncertainty, as we know, not good for business. From your vantage point as a CEO of College Board, what do you see as the biggest risk in this back and forth? I mean, in many ways, we've heard Republicans come out and say they don't want to move forward with this count for the Electoral College, but the reality is that's not really going to change the results of the election.
I think what's being torn in this country is the common platform and fabric for us to get together and do the work we need to next. My work is in education, and COVID has laid bare terrible inequalities ravaging our society. And this continuing casting of doubt on results that are actually clear and strong undermines our shared platform to move quickly and act together to rebuild local businesses, to help families that are in need. And in my work, to begin to heal the inequalities of education that have arisen during this year when so many students have learned online.
And David, I mean, speaking to that inequality, particularly when we think about demographics here, I took a lot of AP classes back in high school, AP Euro among one of them. You could question whether or not that's necessary in today's in my job now. But one of the things that is very important is AP Computer Science. You guys are putting some effort into that. Considering how much that field has led to maybe some of the wealth inequality here, a lot of people who work in tech get paid quite handsomely. So how important is a pipeline like that to maybe rectify some of the inequality we're seeing now?
Thanks for asking, because the power over computer science is the power to participate in our society and gain wealth. And for 20 years, we gave a course, an advanced computer science course, and saw terrible inequities, only 20% young women and scarce numbers of Blacks and Latinos. But in 2016, we introduced a new course, the AP Computer Science Principles course, that invites students to solve a problem. And we now already, after a few years, have 65% young men to young women, changing rapidly, and thousands more, 300% more, Latinos and African Americans, and those numbers are growing quickly, and we're committed to increasing them every day. But we just have new research, and it turns out that students who take that first computer science principles course are 3 times more likely to major in computer science in college. And only through efforts like this can we begin to diversify the pipelines and help our country widen the circle of opportunity.
David Coleman, the CEO of the College Board. It's good to talk to you. Really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.